Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Sagittarius January 13, 2023. While some introspection is good for you these days with Mercury retrograde in your sign, watch for overthinking today. You're inclined to separate from your affections and feelings when making a decision, which is useful only up to a point. As the day advances, it's easier to let things flow. Discretion and acceptance can help boost or strengthen a connection. The social side of working through a problem is of greater appeal now, and helping someone out can very effectively give them a message that you care, perhaps even more so than showier displays of affection. As Venus flourishes within your solar house of finances, you have the Midas touch. While this often attracts gifts or money to you like a magnet, this is a wonderful time to give valuable items to those who you care for, as well. Pick out the perfect presents for the ones that you adore. The more thought you put into it and the more special that it is will tie them to you with gratitude and find them falling more deeply in love with you. Muster up your courage to do a deep self-reflection. You will need to be confident despite feeling uncertain or working through issues at work when Mercury retrograde in your sign squares Chiron in Aries. The square is somewhat destabilizing since it can tug or play upon hidden wounds. You may not feel as confident as usual in your workspace, so you could consider this transit the time to work on your leadership skills or professionalism. Addressing whatever is not working will be the first step to becoming a stronger, more confident professional. The moon's departure from your financial sector yesterday has left you with your financial instincts and imagination fueled and a better read on money matters. At a time of year when all the planetary activity is not only on the income side of the financial fence but Venus and Mars are firing things up on the income and job fronts, holding on to the moon's insight into more mundane money matters couldn't be more important. You have a knack for getting along well with others, and it's time to turn your focus onto yourself and pay attention to what you want and need. This isn't easy for you, and you will be glad to hear that the planetary transit is aiding those on difficult paths. Creating a structure within which you can take care of your health needs is the best way to go. This way, you will not have to think about it. Plan ahead, including meals, exercise, rest and entertainment. Welcome to your day. You are completely in your element right now on this day. Your original ideas and creative outlook on life are going to bring you many great opportunities to help your fellow man. In any group situations you will be designated the idea maker for the day. The suggestions you bring to the table will be looked upon in a favorable light. People in high places are noticing your potential right now, as well as the many wonderful qualities that you have to offer. Do not be surprised if things develop into something more. At the same time that Mars is spending his last full day in retrograde motion in your work sector and with his direct turn tomorrow set to give work and job matters the green light, the moon is making its first visit to an adventurous part of your chart for the year. With the moon set to return to your career sector tomorrow and join up with Mars to give this new professional year some real momentum, today's adventurous lunar vibes are an invitation to hold back. The moon's friendly aspect to planets in a playful part of your chart will make it easier to keep your work hat off. It is in the heart of the moon's first visit to an adventurous part of your chart for the year that it forms a friendly aspect to Uranus in your romantic sector. This is something that once a month will bring the spirit of romance and adventure together, but with Uranus still in retrograde motion but just 11 days away from turning direct, there is also a mix of nostalgia and anticipation. Our eyes in the sky. Mercury retrograde in Capricorn squares off with healing centaur Chiron in Aries this morning. When these two cosmic forces collide, we can expect to understand how much we personally need to change and evolve. We might even want to reach out to others and apologize for past mistakes, and others might want to make amends with us in an effort to heal hearts and spirits. If you feel misunderstood by others, don't respond aggressively, but take it easy. Despite your high level of commitment, you may experience some tension. Act calmly and put things off until the atmosphere improves and appears less difficult. Exercise is always beneficial for relieving tension and is the best thing you can do now. In your private life, you feel like you're walking through a minefield. One false move and there will be an explosion. This will really put you to the test. Don't let others blame you for everything, sometimes they are at fault too. Remember to be open for other points of view when it comes to solving problems. Reconciling both is a difficult, but not impossible task. Financial commitments can be problematic. The ideas you put forward during discussions aren't effective and others will want to patronize you. You could be confused by this and enter into loss-making investments. Trust your own instincts because you know which investments suit you best. It's always good to listen to advice, but you should always be critical before taking it. If things are problematic, don't be surprised if you get the odd headache or feel tired. It's possible concerns around recent events have left their mark on you. Work on building up your body's resilience and take plenty of exercise, get the sleep you need and try to eat especially healthy foods that are beneficial. Just after midnight, retrograde Mercury squares off with Chiron in Aries, the second of 3 squares the messenger planet will make to the Wounded Healer asteroid during its retrograde spin. Its first pass, which occurred on December 14th, stimulated communication conflicts born of differences in opinions. Low self-esteem and guilt over misunderstandings played a large part in this cosmic drama. In many ways, everyone involved in the conversation came to the table with old grievances and baggage in tow. While the first alignment stirred up topics in need of closer examination, this second transit helps us re-examine our biases and recognize where we are unfairly judging others, or ourselves. This aspect may be experienced largely on an internal level, as we reflect upon previous dialogues. In fact, we may not have much to add to the discussion today. The important thing is that we allow ourselves to sit with the discomfort. Only through acknowledging the disconnect can we return to the argument with a refined perspective. The final square will occur on January 27th, with Mercury in direct motion. After sunup, the Virgo moon trines Mercury, perpetuating the introspective nature of the day. This is an ideal influence to think up solutions to problems. We have a knack for strategy, but keep the social dynamics of our situation in mind. This is not an emotionless math problem to be solved. We must determine how to gain another's trust by expressing our feelings honestly. Though the Moon-Mercury trine is generally a transit for decision-making, retrograde Mercury inclines us to reflection. Listen to your intuition. You don't need to make any choices yet. Just remain open and receptive to messages from the universe, which may arrive in the words of a friend, a passing encounter, or in daydreams.